Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke of Austria and the Prince of Hungary and Bohemia, and from 1889 to 1914 he was the heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne. He was born in Graz in Austria in 1863 and was the eldest son of Franz Karl Ludwig of Austria, younger brother to Franz Joseph. Franz was unlikely to be heir to the throne. In 1889, Franz Joseph's son had committed suicide, and the aging brother of Franz Joseph, Franz, renounced his claim to the throne, making Franz Ferdinand the automatic heir to the throne. He never really wanted to be emperor, but he had a duty to fulfill. He had two great passions in life. Hunting, the blood sport, where he is known to have hunted and killed more than 300,000 animals, and family. It was assumed that he would marry a Catholic aristocrat, but instead he married someone of royal blood, kinda, but they were not up to royal standards. Sophie, he had made plans to reform the old empire. Some were constitutional reforms at Hungary's expense, of course, and giving other states in the empire more autonomy. He wanted to grant the Serbs greater freedoms, not for the love of them, but for them not to be stirred up by Belgrade and not to rise up. Now, Gavrilo Princip, he was a young Bosnian Serb. Who was part of a secret society called the Black Hand. They had plotted to kill the Archduke. When news spread he was going to be in Sarajevo in June, Princip and 3 others went to Belgrade, where they were given 4 pistols and 6 bombs, and Princip had some practice in the city park before the big day, and it took 8 days to travel to Sarajevo from where they were in Belgrade. They were aware of the dangers of going to Sarajevo, but still they proceeded. The night before the assassination, there was a large banquet, where Sophie said, "The Serbs are so nice, so kind, so warm and friendly." But the Sarajevo governor said, as a very stark foreshadowing, that, "I hope you live to say those words tomorrow, Your Majesty." So, the next day was their 14th wedding anniversary. They were going through the city streets when bombs were thrown at their car, but it bounced off, injuring others. Some of the conspirators were caught, and the city was on high alert. So the group that was left began to walk home. So Archduke wanted to see the men who were injured, and the driver took the wrong turn. Pocherek, the military entourage, well, second in command to von Hotzendorf and Ferdinand, Pocherek, who was in charge of the whole Sarajevo travel. So Pocherek said the driver took a wrong turn. So the driver stopped because there were no manual reverse. So the driver had to manually stop and back up. And coincidentally, he stopped on the street where Gavrilo Princip was eating a sandwich. Gavrilo Princip looked around. He saw his chance. He took out his F9 1900 pistol and shot once. Then he shot again. Franz Ferdinand was bleeding at his coat. Sophie was handling it over Franz Ferdinand when the second shot hit her and she fell to the ground. Pocherek thought she had fainted from shock, but then he had heard Franz Joseph say his last words, Sophie, don't die, just stay alive for the children. They would die hours after they got on the way to the hospital. And after the July crisis, where it was just Austria-Hungary and Serbia fighting it, where it was just a war against Austria-Hungary and Serbia, would turn into a global conflict and shape the world as we know it.